Hello curl friends, welcome back to the Frizzandfrillzz channel. My name is Chloe. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and let's get started. So today's video is gonna be about living proof, okay? I have never tried a living proof product actually in my life before this, mainly because they are crazy expensive and they really didn't have a curl line before this. To give you a little bit of an idea on who Living Proof is, they are cruelty-free, paraben-free, and silicone-free. They've been around, I think it said, since 2005. So they've been around for a little while, but not until recently. I think they launched their curl line. I'm gonna put that curl line right up here. They launched that about 2 months ago or so, and it has been one of your biggest requests for me to review the brand new curl line. And y'all, I went and bought it myself. This curl line was a cool 126 doll hairs. Doll hairs, this right here, 4 products, that's it, $126. What? I am definitely here for more expensive lines. You know, y'all know I love Curlsmith, that's in the higher price tier. I love Briogeo, also in the higher price tier. Almost every single one of these was in the $30 price range. And once you break into the $30 price range per bottle, I feel personally like that gets a little excessive. So I said, you know what? We're gonna review this and give it a true test, see how it goes, all right? See if it's worth the price. Okay, so here is what we did. I went through, used every single one of these. I only had to go in with one additional product compared to just this because I did not see that they had a really intense leave-in conditioner. And that I know is just one of the things that is really important for me and my curls. They're extremely dry, they're extremely porous, they need that added in hydration. Okay, so I'm checking right now because I went and bought these at my local Sephora. They did have, and now I'm remembering this, they did have a curl elongator, and the curl elongator is not one of the things that I would personally use. Reason being is because I have like a medium 3A, 3B texture, and I don't like when my curls are super elongated because a lot of times that means losing a lot of my curl pattern. So I didn't want to go for that. I just wouldn't recommend that unless you are in those like maybe a 3C or higher and you have like a very, very tight curl pattern is when you would want to try a curl elongator just to like get that extra length out of your curls. But for me, or any of you 2s or lower 3 type textures, I just wouldn't really recommend it. Unless you really want to try for a different curl pattern and you want to go for a more wavy look. It's just not my thing. So I didn't go for that. I did have to add in a leave-in, but let's go through each of these and how I chose to use them and what my initial thoughts were. Starting with the curl shampoo. Okay, number one, what I really liked initially about this was that it's a kind of thicker, creamier shampoo. So I was like, ooh, cool. So this is gonna add a lot of hydration while shampooing, gentle, low lather. Personally, I felt like my hair felt extremely dry and very tangly after using this. And I had a cool $32. I didn't really think that was worth it. And I mean, it's not like the hugest bottle, okay? You get 12 fluid ounces for $32. And a girl with a lot of hair, okay, so any of you who have long hair, thick hair, a lot of density, and you know your products and you need a lot of product, especially once we move on to the conditioner, like we already know how much conditioner we use. That's a lot of moolah for 12 fluid ounces. But overall, the shampoo, it wowed me at first because I liked the idea that it was thicker and low lather, but in the end, I didn't really feel like it added a lot of moisture. And I know shampoos aren't necessarily meant to add a lot of moisture, but in the end, I just really didn't hit the mark for me for the price. Like if I'm gonna pay that, I really wanna be wowed. Now let's move on to the conditioner, okay? Same thing, $32, okay? Same price, same shape, same bottle, everything. One of the things that I did really like about this was how, again, thick it was. It's super thick. But this bottle cap, okay, so this is how it opens right here, as you can see. This it barely let out any product for me. So I was having to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze in order to get out my conditioner. And then on top of that, for my super tangly, high porosity, super dense, thick hair, I needed a lot of product. And so as I'm squeezing all that out, having to freaking, really go for it, I kind of was like, okay, the slip wasn't that great. Like if I'm, again, gonna pay that price, I better be super impressed. And so this might be a fantastic option for somebody who has finer hair, who has maybe a more wavy texture, lower porosity. If you have that, this might be a really good fit for you, because I do need a lot of conditioner, and I am, normally pretty tangly after 5 to 7 days between my washes. It didn't really do it for me either. I'm so sorry, Living Proof. Now, like I said, when I had to start styling, I needed something that was a little bit thicker, a little more hydrating, like my thicker leave-ins normally do, and unfortunately, Living Proof did not have an option for that. So I went in with something that I felt like was pretty comparable. You could also get at Sephora, and this is one of my tried and trues. It is Briogeo's Curl Charisma Chia and Flaxseed. I'm gonna put that right up here so you guys can see that clearly. And this is just one of my all-time favorites. They do call it a styler, but I also use it as a leave-in, and then I'll also use normally a curl cream with it if I feel like I want to. So this is a great base for me. Like I said, Living Proof didn't have it, unfortunately, so I added this in because I know I need that added hydration. Then we go to the Living Proof stylers, okay? So Living Proof styler number 1 is their curl definer. This is considered their curl cream. They say it is 4 curls, and it's made for all curl types. And I will agree, I felt like this was actually a really fantastic curl cream. Number 1, I love the bottle. I love the way this works. I got a full pump. It was really easy to use, especially when you have a lot of product on your hands. I felt like I could get a really great idea. And the overall size of the pump, as I'm showing up here, the overall size of the amount of product that you got was actually pretty decent. Now, I still needed a decent amount, and you're only getting 6.4 ounces here. And this is the highest priced product. This product is $34. While I do think I'm gonna keep this, and I do think that I'm gonna continue using it because I felt like I got good hydration from it, good slip, etc. While I was applying my cream product, I really enjoyed it. I don't know still if it's worth the price point. I have so many other great curl creams that I use that I'm like, oh, $34, that's a lot of money. If you are a person that needs 1 pump, okay, 1, maybe 2 pumps of this is probably gonna be worth it for you. If you're somebody who, like me, needs 6 to 8 pumps per time you style, and then maybe 1 or 2 pumps a couple times during the week before you go back and wash your hair and restyle, I wouldn't spend the money. I'd go for something that's like $10 to $20 cheaper. That's probably still gonna give you really great results. I just spit at the camera. I am so sorry. But that's my thought on this. I think that for some people, if you use less product per styling time, you're probably gonna really like this, and it's probably worth your money. If you're somebody who's like me, I'd probably leave it. Okay, last product, last styler. This is the Curl Defining Gel. It was kind of interesting. It felt like a serum in a way. It was like a really thick serum that had a jelly-like texture. And it kind of reminded me of Weedads, and I'll put Weedads right up here. I really still don't know if I'm saying that right, but I actually really like that one, and it had a similar feel. This one was a little bit thicker than that one, but reminded me a lot of it. And so this one does say it is made for waves, curls, and coils, okay? Which is kind of difficult to say for all curl textures for there to be one gel. Do I agree with that? Maybe not. But what I will tell you is this grew on me, okay? At first, let me tell you, I've gone through an emotional roller coaster with this product. Number one, when I first started using it, I was like, ooh, I really like the way this is applying because I really like that other gel and it reminds me of that. I did feel like I still needed to use a decent amount of it to get some hold, because I would say this is a medium hold, but it's really nice and soft. So if you don't like to have to scrunch out the crunch and you don't like a crunchier texture, you like a really soft feel to your curls, this is gonna be really nice. Now the gel comes in at the cheapest out of the 4 products that I tried at $28. Still pricey, but they went down a level to under 30, so I'll give them that. However, you went down to 5 ounces, 5 fluid ounces of product. So we went down by quite a bit. So again, this is one of those things, if you need a lot of product during your styling, might not be worth your money. If you do only use 1 or 2 pumps of product, it probably is gonna be worth it, especially if you like a softer, lighter hold. Now, as I was saying, I was going through these emotional roller coasters with this product because when I dried, I felt like I was getting frizzier faster than I normally would. Now, however, I am very used to having more of a cast and I like a stronger hold gel normally. This is a little bit different for me. So as it dried really nice and soft. This is day 2 hair, by the way, from this wash day. Yesterday it was raining and today it's raining. And so normally if it's raining and really humid, then it means that I'm normally gonna get a lot of frizz. And I have to say, for it to be a softer hold gel, my hair actually still looks really nice and defined. It doesn't look quite as shiny, I feel like, as it looks sometimes, especially on day 2. I feel like it's not quite as hydrating, but it still did a pretty good job for a softer hold. I feel like this line, for me and my texture and how much product I use, I don't think it would be worth it if you feel like you have hair like mine. If you feel like you have high density, longer, thicker hair that is maybe even also high porosity and it soaks up that product like none other and you feel like you need a lot of it, you're probably gonna be kind of sad because you're gonna be investing in this product once a month. Because you're gonna go through it that fast. But if you have lower porosity, shorter curls, less dense curls, thinner hair, finer hair, and you go through your product a lot slower, then you might find this to be quite worth it for you. Now, let's rewind here for a second, and I just wanna talk about kind of as I styled, okay? So I got the products all run through, I finger combed those through, I brushed them through right as I normally would. Now, if you're not used to my routine and you haven't seen that before, and maybe it's the first time you're seeing my page, make sure you go up to the link I'm providing up here, and I will also put it down in the description below for you, where I walk you through my full go-to styling routine from wash to style on day 1. So you can really get a sense for how I like to style my hair. But there's one call out I wanted to point out to you that as I was styling my hair this time, I feel like I haven't really touched on this before. And that's as you're brushing that product through your wet curls. I'm gonna put a little video here that shows all the product that gets deposited on that brush. And what that is doing is that's not only taking out the excess product in areas that maybe you don't need that much product that could potentially weigh it down, but then as you're running it through your hair, it's repositioning that product and redistributing it in the areas that maybe need some more. So it's really making sure that each curl and each hair is getting all that hydration and definition of your stylers where you need it. So I just wanted to make a point of that because I think that's an important piece to your styling routine if you're looking for a lot of definition and a lot of hydration. Now, as a final wrap up to the way I feel like this whole routine went, here are my overall thoughts. Number 1, I think it did a great job styling. I'm not saying that Living Proof didn't do a great job with designing this whole line, because I think they did. I do think it's overpriced, however. I'm sorry. 30-something dollars per bottle, unless I'm getting a jumbo size, is just not it for me, okay? And I know that doesn't fit in a lot of people's budgets, so that just really is a turnoff for me, unless I'm able to make that product last for a long time. And in my hairstyling routine, with how thick my hair is, with how porous and how much moisture it needs, it just isn't the right fit. I'm okay with spending in the 20s for some products, but not in the 30s. I think it's just a little excessive. Next thing, I actually feel like I got pretty good volume. I did not go through with my pick. I did not do a dry shampoo or a volumizing spray. And I feel like I still am getting some really nice volume here. You guys can tell me in the comments whether you think this is good volume. I really feel like it is, considering I didn't do anything extra other than my normal styling techniques. So I'm pretty impressed on that end as well. Now, one thing you might want to keep in mind too is this gel. If you look at the back of the ingredients, it says right here that glycerin is, let's see here, number 1, 2, 3, 4. It's number 5 on the ingredient list here. Now, knowing that and knowing that glycerin normally is going to add some extra frizz, I think that partially is why I'm getting a lot of really nice volume here. But I know that if I'm in a really humid environment, which Wisconsin is during the summer or when it's raining, my hair is gonna frizz out a lot faster than if glycerin is on the lower end of the ingredient list. Glycerin is a fantastic humectant. It adds a lot of moisture normally, but it also pulls that moisture in from the air that isn't always needed or wanted, and that can cause some frizzy issues. So keep that in mind if you do live in an extremely humid environment and you find that your hair frizzes out really easily. The curl cream, I do feel like I will keep this probably in my routine because I did really genuinely like it. Will I repurchase? Probably not, because I do think that it is pretty pricey for how much I need to use. And as a final 2 cents, this whole line, Living Proof, if you're watching this, I know I'm probably like defeating my ever potential of working with you guys, but for my girls with the curls or my boys with the curls who have thick, long, high porosity, super dense curls and need a lot of product, I really don't think this is the line for you, because unless you want to spend a bajillion dollars on your hair products every month. Now, on the other hand, what I'm going to tell you is my girls or boys with waves curls or coils who have finer hair, shorter hair, lower porosity hair, less dense hair, who need less product. You're not as susceptible to getting a lot of frizz because you have that lower porosity potentially. If you are that person and you need 1 to 2 pumps and 1 to 2 pumps for your entire head of hair, I don't see why not. You can spend $30-something per bottle and probably be okay, because now you're only going to be using a small amount every time you style. And so you might be able to get 3 months out of this, whereas I'm gonna get 1 month out of this. I want you guys to keep in mind that if you spend a lot of money on your products, I want you to know that it's really important normally that they also last you a long time. Now, if you just got budget to spend and you wanna do that, go for it. But I'm not gonna recommend it personally because I don't think it aligns with most people's budgets. Okay, that is going to be the end of the review. I hope you guys got a lot of information out of that. I am going to link every single product below that we talked about. And I hope this gives you an idea if you should purchase the Living Proof curl line or not, whether it's gonna be the right fit for you. But I wanted it to be a complete breakdown of what it is, how I think it works, who I think it's best for, and who I don't think it's best for. So if you got some good information out of this, please put it in the description. Tell me what you found the most helpful. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button here if you're new. I'd love to have you guys as a part of the permanent curly community over here of Frizzandfrillzz. And until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye, guys.